This woman wanted to harm you, but now she is being exposed. Archangel Michael says, there is a moment when truth no longer hides. That moment is now. The shadows that once hovered around your name have begun to burn in the light of exposure. The woman who wanted to harm you so deeply is no longer operating in secret. For too long, she masked her jealousy with friendliness and disguised her envy as concern. Her intentions were rooted in bitterness, and her actions have left invisible bruises on your energy. You may not have seen all the damage, but the spiritual world has recorded it all. She whispered your name into the ears of people who used to clap for you. She twisted facts, rewrote events, and made you the villain in stories where you were the light. But those stories are now unraveling, and the truth is rising to the surface like fire meeting dry paper. This woman is now being called to face the consequences of the game she played behind your back. Her alliance with deception is dissolving. People who once trusted her word are now seeing her patterns, her inconsistencies, her thirst for control. Type Amen to get blessing 727. She wanted your opportunities to disappear. She celebrated quietly when she saw you delayed, stuck, or emotionally exhausted. But every smile she gave while planning your downfall is now echoing back at her with spiritual weight. You have angels guarding the doors she tried to unlock with deceit. She never thought her betrayal would catch up to her. But now, even the very ground she walks on is revealing her hidden footprints. There were moments when you felt paranoid, unsure, and full of self-doubt, and it was her energy feeding that storm. She used your silence as permission and your kindness as weakness. What she didn't see coming was divine timing. Every person she lied to is now having dreams, visions, gut instincts. They are connecting dots. They are questioning timelines. Her falsehoods are cracking under their own weight. Type Amen to get blessing 1031. Archangel Michael says, no wickedness goes unnoticed forever. There is a turning point in every spiritual battle. And your turning point arrived when you started choosing peace instead of retaliation. That's when heaven took over. She tried to mimic your aura, copy your style, even echo your words. But imitation only goes so far before the truth exposes the hollow core behind it. Her hunger to compete with you was never about love, it was about supremacy. She wanted others to fear your name. Now, they fear what she might do next because her desperation is showing. You are not the same person she once tried to sabotage. You've grown, transformed, and risen past every pit she tried to dig. She looked into your eyes and pretended to care. But her heart was always calculating. Now, the people around her are calculating their distance, pulling away from her manipulation. Type Amen to get blessing 548. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. She once felt bold because no one believed you. She laughed knowing others thought she was innocent. But now she's the one explaining herself, fumbling through her lies, getting caught in contradictions. The ones she used to gossip with are stepping back in silence. Her circle is thinning. Her peace is breaking. She's beginning to realize that the energy she tried to bury you with is now swallowing her confidence. She underestimated the purity of your spirit. She didn't realize that favor follows you like breath. Even when you were knocked down, your grace remained untouched. Now, she wakes up anxious, watching everything crumble slowly. The eyes she once used to spread rumors are now watching you glow in truth. Her power is dissolving. Type Amen to get blessing 2301. The storm she tried to send your way has reversed. The people who once believed her are embarrassed. They realize she's not the healer, the helper, or the honest friend she pretended to be. You don't even have to say a word. The universe is speaking for you now. The forces of light are organizing truth in a sequence she cannot run from. She's being exposed in unexpected ways. Her social media, her workplace, even her private conversations, things are surfacing. Nothing can be hidden under spiritual surveillance. You stayed quiet, but your silence was louder than her lies. You stayed loyal, but your loyalty made her feel threatened. She didn't know how to match your light, so she tried to dim it. Type Amen to get blessing 944. Archangel Michael says, what was meant to break you has instead built your divine army. You are surrounded by protection, by forces that report to a higher authority. Her name is being removed from your destiny path. She sowed confusion, but you're walking into clarity. She scattered your peace, but now you're walking in alignment. You may still feel her energy linger, but it's weakening every day. She had conversations meant to end your reputation. She plotted to plant doubt in people's minds. But now, she's being avoided by the same ones she manipulated. This is not your revenge. This is divine justice. This is heaven stepping in with precision, and you are simply witnessing the collapse of falseness. Type Amen to get blessing 1911. Some will pretend they always supported you. Let them pretend. The truth is exposing every hidden face, every whisper in dark corners. You're not alone in this. It's being handled. She's afraid of what comes next. Not because of what you'll do, but because of what truth will do. Her own decisions have opened a gate she cannot close. Her smile is cracking. Her charm is failing. The image she built for herself is falling apart in front of the same audience she tried to impress. You have suffered, yes, but your suffering was a seed, and now the harvest is here, but not for her. Type Amen to get blessing 818. People are now remembering what you said months ago. They're remembering your pain. They're realizing that your tears weren't weakness. They were prophecy. Her exposure is not a coincidence. It's perfectly timed. She crossed too many sacred lines, and now the heavens are reclaiming your name. You may feel your emotions rise as you watch all of this unfold. Let them rise. You are finally being understood. The karma she dodged before is finally catching her breath. No more deflection. No more charm to save her. The path she chose is now responding to her choices. Type Amen to get blessing 4002. You don't have to watch her downfall to feel justified. You are free even without the apology. You are victorious even without the confession. But make no mistake, she knows what she did. And now, she knows that you know, too. Let her story be her burden now. You are rising higher, and the wind at your back is divine. Her intentions are no longer weight on your soul. You've been unchained from her darkness, and everything she did to try to destroy you has been repurposed for your blessing. Type Amen to get blessing 1920. The woman who once wore your smile like a mask is now revealed. The woman who whispered poison is now sipping her own. The one who cursed your name is now cursed by her own intentions. Watch how quietly people back away from her. Watch how the phone calls slow down. Watch how the silence wraps around her as the truth begins to suffocate her. Illusions. She is now feeling the pain she once rejoiced in giving you. But you will not mirror her. You were built for more. Let peace be your weapon now. Let clarity be your revenge. Let blessings pour where her bitterness once spilled. Type Amen to get blessing 611. Archangel Michael says, the season of hidden betrayal has ended. The light is now stronger than the whispers. You no longer need to protect her secrets with your silence. Speak your truth, not in rage, but in freedom. Your story is not over. Your name is still being honored in spiritual rooms. You've been seen, heard, and defended. Let the healing continue. Let the truth keep walking ahead of you. And let her be the lesson, not the chapter you remain stuck in. Type Amen to get blessing 3700. This is not just exposure, it is transformation. What once brought you pain will now bring you wisdom. What once broke you has now become your armor. You are not returning to the past. You are not waiting for closure. You are standing at the door of a new beginning. The woman who wanted to harm you has been revealed. Her chapter in your story has ended. The next pages are full of elevation. Type Amen to get blessing 8909. You are walking into spaces she never wanted you to reach. But you are doing it anyway, freely, fully, finally. Her plan didn't win. Her spell didn't stick. Her energy couldn't survive your evolution. The power is now in your hands, not to destroy her, but to rise without her. Let that be enough. This is your season of exposure and expansion. Everything is aligning. Everything is shifting. Type Amen to get blessing 7000. The spirits that once warned you in whispers are now shouting your truth through divine events. You may not have realized it yet, but the tides turned long ago in your favor. The delays and disappointments you suffered were not signs of defeat, they were divine pauses to prepare the fall of the one who tried to undo your destiny. Now, doors are unlocking not because someone is helping, but because heaven is removing every blockage she tried to install behind the scenes. Her lies were layered, her strategies calculated, but none of it could silence your calling. Your name is still echoing in spiritual courts, and her name is being removed from the favor she once illegally touched. Her face is no longer welcomed where it used to shine. Her energy is being rejected. Her presence is being questioned. And all of this is happening while you rise silently, powerfully, beautifully. Type Amen to get blessing 840. She didn't just want to harm you emotionally, she wanted to see you question your identity. Her plans were deeper than insults or gossip. She wanted to rob you of your light, your clarity, and your direction. But your angels were always 3 steps ahead. They stood beside you when you were unaware. They covered you even while she planned your spiritual ambush. Now, she is the one spiraling. She's confused why nothing is working the way it used to. Her charm doesn't land. Her manipulations are exposed. Her allies are abandoning her. You, on the other hand, are being elevated into places you once thought were impossible. Type Amen to get blessing 2221. Every rumor she spread about you is now being used to make others curious, and in their curiosity, they are discovering your true essence. She didn't break your reputation, she redirected people to your light. She was confident because she thought your silence was submission. But you were never passive, you were protected. And your protection is now visible to every eye that ever doubted it. What she once considered her advantage is now her greatest regret. Because you didn't fall. You didn't beg. You didn't chase. You remained grounded while she ran into the trap she created. The woman who once seemed powerful now trembles behind the curtain of consequences. Type Amen to get blessing 6129. Let this be your confirmation. The woman who sought to harm you is now being stripped spiritually. Her energy is heavy. Her name carries discomfort. People are distancing themselves without even knowing why. It is divine orchestration. It is cosmic justice. And you do not have to lift a finger for it. You have a shield around you that she can never penetrate again. Every attempt she makes now returns to her multiplied. That is how the universe protects the chosen. She cannot hide anymore. Not from the truth. Not from those watching. Not even from herself. Type Amen to get blessing 9990. You may feel a sense of peace now, but also a strange weight as truth unfolds. That's normal, because spiritual exposure isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, steady, and undeniable. Her secrets are coming out in pieces. In conversations she's not part of. In places where her control no longer reaches. You don't need to gloat. Your victory is sacred. Your elevation is silent but undeniable. Let her wrestle with her shadows now. You have a new assignment, a new path, a brighter, lighter season. Type Amen to get blessing 2340. The energy is shifting around your name. Where there was confusion, there's now clarity. Where there was resistance, there's now redirection. And where there was harm, there's now holy covering. She thought she could bend reality. But reality has now bent back, showing her the mirror of her own intentions. People are waking up. Those she manipulated are seeing her face in a new light. Her smile doesn't land the same. Her words fall flat. You've been chosen. She's been exposed. That is the final verdict. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. Every single move she made to delay you has now caused her delay. Her timeline is distorted. Her opportunities are vanishing. Her plans are backfiring one by one. You didn't ask for this battle, but you've won it. Not by revenge, not by retaliation, but by resilience. This is the moment you breathe differently, walk differently, speak differently. Because the shadow has been lifted, and the one who carried it is now in full view. Let her exposure be your release. Let her downfall remind you that truth always returns home. Type Amen to get blessing 4444. The woman who meant you harm was once ahead of you in conversations, in influence, in attention. But now, you re the one being mentioned in admiration. You re the one people are gravitating toward. And she watches from a distance, knowing that her window to destroy you has permanently closed. She underestimated your connection to divine justice. She misread your peace as weakness. But you were always guarded, by the Most High and His unseen hands. She can no longer touch you. Not spiritually, not socially, not emotionally, not anymore. Type Amen to get blessing 7777. People are pulling away from her not because you told them to, but because they feel something isn't right. They can sense the truth is on your side. They don't need proof. they feel it in their bones. She's scrambling now, trying to fix what's unraveling. But the unraveling is irreversible, because the time for justice has come, and it is not negotiable. Let her tears flow. Let her regret settle. That is between her and her own choices. You have new blessings arriving, and she's not part of that picture anymore. Your energy is clean. Her energy is chaotic. That's the difference now. Type Amen to get blessing 3333. You may hear from her soon. A text, a call, a vague apology. But remember, exposure does not always equal change. Sometimes it's just panic. You are free to forgive, but you are not obligated to forget. You are free to release, but you are not required to reconnect. Let her experience the void she tried to create in your life. Let her face her own echoes. Let her realize that you were never the enemy. She was fighting her own emptiness. And you? You are walking into a future drenched in light and favor. Type Amen to get blessing 888. You don't have to revisit what broke you to celebrate how far you've come. The woman who tried to harm you is now beneath the feet of your purpose. You are rising not because of her downfall, but because your destiny could no longer be delayed. Let this moment teach you. No one can undo what heaven has already spoken. No one can block a door God built with your name carved in it. She is behind you. The lessons are with you. And the blessings are ahead of you. Type Amen to get blessing 6666. You will look back at this season not with bitterness, but with awe. Because this exposure is more than justice. It is a graduation. You've outgrown every room she tried to keep you small in. You've surpassed every boundary she placed around your growth. You are no longer where she can reach you. And every spiritual force that allowed her exposure is now aligning with your next breakthrough. This is not the end of a chapter. It's the beginning of your rise. Prepare your heart. Get ready to shine louder than her shadows ever reached. Type Amen to get blessing 7001. Her name once carried weight in rooms where yours was dismissed. But now, it's your truth being honored while her stories disintegrate into dust. The shift is undeniable. People who once leaned in when she spoke now lean away, sensing the chaos behind her calm. She never expected the shift to be this visible. She thought she could control the narrative forever. But lies always run out of breath, while truth marches with divine endurance. This exposure is not just personal, it's spiritual. What was once hidden in private is now unfolding in public. The ones who once praised her are now embarrassed they ever listened. Type Amen to get blessing 2299. You remained silent, but the energy surrounding you kept speaking. Every time she mocked your journey, it vibrated into the ethers. Now the vibrations are returning to her doorstep, and this time, she has no defense. Let her witness what grace looks like when it's untouched by jealousy. Let her sit in silence while your life begins to bloom from the very soil she tried to poison. She once felt superior because she was ahead, but now you're ahead, not by force, but by divine design. And she feels the absence of the control she once clung to like a crown. There is no recovery for the kind of fall she's facing. Not unless she chooses to confront the darkness she created. Type Amen to get blessing 5525. She burned bridges and tried to make you look like the arsonist. But now, Her own hands are covered in the soot of sabotage, and people are noticing. They're beginning to piece together what never made sense before. Her downfall is not your celebration, it's your release. You no longer carry the burden of being misunderstood. The fog is clearing. Your name is becoming clean in the hearts of many. She might try to rebrand herself again. She might speak softer, act kinder, pretend to heal. But remember this, energy never lies. And her energy is now marked by the spirits of accountability. Type Amen to get blessing 1099. The timeline has flipped. Where you were once silenced, you are now being amplified. Where she was once adored, she is now questioned. Where she was once untouchable, she is now exposed. This reversal didn't happen by accident. It happened because your soul remained pure while she descended into jealousy. It happened because heaven saw everything. She may still have supporters, but even they feel something is off. They defend her with less passion. They watch you with growing curiosity. The tables are turning. And your peace? It's making more noise than her drama ever did. Type Amen to get blessing 4621. Archangel Michael says, the divine spotlight is now on her shadow. What she tried to do in secret is now a public unraveling. She thought she was untouchable. She thought your glow could be dulled. But light cannot be extinguished by those who live in imitation. Now her own words are circling back. The emails, the texts, the recorded calls, the screenshots, evidence is mounting. Spiritually, energetically, even physically. There is nowhere left to run when truth catches up this hard. She's standing in the fire she lit for you, and there is no escape from this heat. Type Amen to get blessing 3303. You are being called higher, not just in position, but in awareness. You now see what happens when divine justice moves. It's quiet, it's precise, it's irreversible. This woman once made you doubt your worth, but now, every time her name is mentioned, someone speaks of what she did to you. She can't control the narrative anymore. It's slipping. Let her learn. Let her watch. Let her sit in the consequences of her own hands. You have bigger things to do now. You've outgrown her tactics, her lies, and her place in your timeline. Type Amen to get blessing 999. You never needed her validation. What you needed was your energy back. And now you have it. Every ounce of peace she tried to drain has been restored and multiplied. She's now observing you from a distance, unsure of how you're thriving. She doesn't understand that her exit was your release. You were not supposed to carry her into your next season. And the moment she exited your orbit, everything began to bloom. Your glow is louder than her gossip. Your peace is stronger than her performance. Type Amen to get blessing 7007. She wanted you to fall apart. Instead, you fell into alignment. She wanted you to break. Instead, you built. She wanted you forgotten. Instead, you were divinely remembered. Let her be surprised. Let her see that nothing she did could stop your growth. Not because of revenge, but because of divine protection. Her tricks, her schemes, her whispers, they've all expired. You now walk in a timeline where her name holds no power, her voice holds no truth, and her energy holds no place. Type Amen to get blessing 2840. Watch how she tries to reinvent herself in your light. Watch how she copies what you've been divinely assigned to do. But she will never be able to carry your favor. Because favor can't be faked. It's spiritually coded into your path. And she is not authorized. Let her learn what happens when ego meets exposure. Let her discover how it feels to stand where the truth has finally arrived. And while she spirals, you remain still, anchored, blessed, chosen. Type Amen to get blessing 4777. You will no longer have to explain what happened. The energy is explaining it for you. People are connecting dots, drawing lines, seeing patterns. Her pattern is clear now. And yours? It's divine. It's protected. It's undeniable. Let her hear about your blessings through whispers she once tried to use to destroy you. Let her feel the silence around her name. Let her realize she was never the main character, only a passing shadow in your story. The spotlight is no longer hers. It never truly was. Type Amen to get blessing 9202. You are now walking through a door she tried to lock behind your back. But what is meant for you cannot be stolen, delayed, or ruined by anyone, not even someone who knew your every weakness. She tried to twist the key, break the frame, destroy your access. But all she did was prove how powerful your destiny is. You're still here, still rising, still glowing. And she's still confused how the fire she set didn't burn you, it birthed you. Type Amen to get blessing 1441. The story has flipped. And everyone is beginning to see it. Let her exposure echo. Let your name rise. Let your next chapter be so bright, it makes her realize darkness was never the answer. She had her chance to walk with you in truth. She chose manipulation. She had her moment to grow with you. She chose competition. Now, she has nothing left to offer but explanations no one believes anymore. And you? You have everything to gain, everything to build, everything to walk into. Type Amen to get blessing 7000. Of the woman who meant you harm has been exposed. The rest is your story now. Dove.